Hello and welcome to another short World Cup podcast. Today we will be talking about a young Serbian looking to make a breakthrough on the world stage at this World Cup. The player I am talking about is not Milinković-Savić. The reason for this is because there are already many videos discussing him and I wouldn't want to be repetitive or step on anyone's toes. But there is no doubt the hipsters' pick for the breakout talent at this World Cup, that includes myself, is a very talented player. However, I thought I would highlight a different player that can make a breakthrough. So the player I am talking about is Aleksandar Mitrović, the bad boy Serbian. The 23-year-old seems like he has been on the footballing scene for ages, ever since he broke onto the scene after a very successful spell with the Belgian side Anderlecht, where he scored 44 goals over 2 seasons with the club. As a result of that successful period, he bagged himself a £13 million move to Newcastle. In his first season with Newcastle, he managed to showcase his talents, scoring 9 in 34 games in the Premier League. However, Newcastle were relegated, but the talents he showed in that season has really kind of become characteristics of his style of play. He was aggressive, passionate, strong, and had a good eye for goal. But more on his tactical profile later. He fell out of favour at Newcastle and has not been at the forefront of people's minds as a young talent for about 2 seasons now. Despite this downturn in his career, Serbia has always provided him with a platform to show his talent, as he has scored 16 goals in 38 caps for Serbia, and this World Cup could provide him with some sort of revival and rejuvenation which could see his career reignited. And don't forget, he is still only 23, the same age as Milinković-Savić, and as such, potentially his best football is yet to come. Of course, he's been selected for the World Cup, and he is one of Serbia's only strikers. I think there's only 2 others, and he is the most experienced out of the 3 strikers. Before the World Cup, his reputation and talent had been improving again after his recent downturn, as he has scored the most amount of goals for Serbia in World Cup qualification, as well as the most goals in Group D with a total of 6 goals. As well as this, he went on to play for the champion side Fulham at the end of their promotion push, where he scored 13 goals in 17 games and helped a Fulham side in need of some grit at the tail end of the season to achieve promotion in the playoffs. I was lucky enough to go watch Fulham's playoff match against Aston Villa, which leads me on nicely to how Mitrović works in this Serbia side and why I think he could be a breakout star at this World Cup. Mitrović is a striker of many talents and can be described as an unconventional striker. He has extreme strength and power, combined with a mentality of aggression and bravery. As such, he has a real ability to hassle any defence and hold up the ball, as well as having a real eye for goal. In the Serbia side, those talents will be vital. Mitrović often plays as a lone striker for Serbia, with 3 players sitting behind him, with 2 players on the wings beside him, normally Ilajic and Tadic, both players with real flair and pace who can get a mean cross in or cut inside to have a tasty shot. And behind him, of course, is a player we've already mentioned, Milinković-Savić, who is a real creative force in this Serbia side. In the game against Costa Rica in Group E, where Serbia opened their World Cup campaign, Mitrović worked as a lone striker, acting as the link between forward players. Often Serbia went long and used him as a target man. With his strength, he was able to hold up the ball very well and lay it off to Milinković-Savić, who either played it out wide for the wingers to get a cross in or played it back to Mitrović, who sometimes found a run through the channel through the channels on goal. This tactic proved very effective for Serbia in the game and often led to some really neat passages of play that were really unlucky not to lead to goals due to, once again, some heroic efforts by Keylor Navas in the Costa Rican goal. Moreover, as a lone striker, Mitrović can actually be a creator as well. Often he presses high on opposition's defenders and is not afraid to put in a tackle, which can force mistakes where he can get in on goal and have a shot on goal. As such, these two tactics for Serbia provide a lot of creativity and a lot of chances, and that is why Mitrović is so important to the Serbia side. And the fact that his talents are so suited to it can mean that he can have a very successful World Cup. Of course, that game did end 1-0 to Serbia, and it wasn't a Mitrović goal, but it was a Kolarov goal from a free kick. But there were a lot of Serbia chances. The Serbian side is very much built around Mitrović, and as such, with his talents, he has the ability to have a really successful World Cup. Also, it is easy to judge strikers on their goals, and it is hard not to admit he did miss chances in the Costa Rica game, but he does so much more for this Serbian side than his goals, and as such, if he can be a bit sharper with his finishing in the coming games for Serbia, and continues to be a nuisance for opposition's defenders, in his own way of course, he could be the breakout star at this World Cup in a Serbia team that are the dark horses at this World Cup. So when you are watching Serbia versus Switzerland tonight at 7 o'clock UK time, please do check out Mitrovic's performance and see whether you think I am right in thinking that Mitrović can be another breakout talent in this Serbia side, and tell me whether you think Serbia can go far as well. But yeah, it should be an exciting game tonight, as both Switzerland and Serbia are very good sides, and it'd be interesting to see who comes out on top. If you have enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe. You can follow us on Twitter at Box Commentary, or you can follow us on Instagram, which is also Box Commentary. Please do check out other podcasts on our channel, which include why we think Japan could go far, our predictions for the World Cup, and England previews. We hope you've enjoyed. Of course, enjoy your World Cup. Don't forget to be awesome, and see ya. Mitro, Mitro, Mitro.